his confidence. You know, we really used the combine. You know, I'm from the old school of thought of just tell me what's on tape, per se. That's what Coach Parcells used to say. Just tell me what kind of football player they are. But so this week, more for me than anything else, is just to get to know the kid, get to know the person, see what makes him tick, see what makes him mad, see what makes him happy, see what makes him motivated. All the people aspects and the intangibles that you try to get a grasp on during the course of the week for me.
Freddie, what are your thoughts about signing Kareem Hunt? And I know he's been in the building a lot. What's going on with him now?
Well, right now, Kareem Hunt's a Cleveland Brown, and it's our job to support him to be a better person. Listen, at some point, football is going to end for all these guys. And it's our job as coaches and as people and as mentors to give them something to do in a good nature the 50 years after the fact that their football careers have ended. So sometimes coaches just you know, they're a player for me, and then afterwards they're forgotten about. Well, that's not going to be the case. We're in the business, the people business, to make him a better person and to give him the resources and the support system that he needs to become a better person.
Freddie, is there any concern that, a lot of brain issues happen in Cleveland? Is there any concern putting him back in an environment where he did have some of those incidents?
Well, again, I think, we have to have a support system in place, which we do. Kareem has to be willing, has to show remorse, be willing to make a change, and he's shown us that. And it could be in Kansas City, Cleveland, that doesn't matter. And in a lot of ways, it's more important for Kareem to make those advances and to evolve into a better person in his hometown. That's where he's going to do the most good. There's some good can come out of this. We never justify anything that's happened, but there's some good that can come out of this if he keeps evolving and keeps doing the things he's supposed to do to become a better person. And we'll worry about the football stuff later. But right now, we're in the Kareem Hunt business of making him a better person.
Freddie, what have your interactions been like with him? How much have you been around him, and do you expect to be there April 1st when you get going?
I'm not sure about the suspension thing. That's a league issue they have to talk about. But, I've talked to Kareem on several occasions, and, he's very remorseful about what he's done. Now it's our job to move forward and support him and get him to a place as an individual and as a person to give him the opportunity to, a second chance per se. The second chance is not now. He's got a lot of work to do between now and that time that second chance comes. So we'll see how that goes. But right now we're day to day and just trying to get him to offer him support where he needs to become a better person to get him eventually on the field.
When you meet with guys here, how do you tell if they're being authentic in meetings and just kind of like when you're pushing the buttons, how do you tell that they're just not listening to
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of schooled up answers at the combine. It kind of comes out. I can't really pinpoint one way or another how you tell if a person's authentic. But I think you just have a gut feeling and you go with that. Sometimes you're wrong, sometimes you're right.
What type of answers do you notice are the most coached up or rehearsed?
Well, the biggest thing is probably if they tell you what they're supposed to do on a play and you don't see it on tape. I mean, then you're wondering who the hell you're talking to. So.
Coach, what is the Kareem Hunt thing? What does that say about y'all's confidence? Nick Chubb, anything? How do you see it?
I mean, Nick Chubb's our running back. I don't know about that. We're always looking for good football players to come in and compete. We like competitive situations, and of course that'll be a competitive situation. Nick Chubb's not going to back down from any kind of competitive situation. That's why Nick Chubb's a great football player and a great Cleveland Brown.
Freddie, how is this combine experience different for you, going from being a position coach to now the head coach, the guy up here?
Well, it's really unique from the standpoint of I get to know all these players now that we get to talk to at night. The most crucial time for me is these night meetings that we have with these players, and I get to talk to linebackers and safeties and kickers and everything, and so that's the exciting point, and that's how things have changed mostly for me.
Freddie, when you guys first started talking about possibly signing Kareem Hunt, was there any apprehension on your part initially, and how much does John Dorsey's history with him factor into you guys reaching the point where you're comfortable enough to do it?
Well, John, John drafted him, of course, everybody knows, in Kansas City, so John has more information about the person than anybody in the league, okay? So in saying that, it's always a collaborative effort, collaborative conversation and things like that, but anytime there's social issues involved with a decision on a player, whether to keep a player, get rid of a player, whatever, anytime there's a social issue, of course you have to factor in the fact that it may not be accepted in a positive nature. But in saying that, it's those issues that you can have the biggest growth too. And let's don't forget that this is a people business, and we're in the people building business, and then we'll get to the football later. But our foremost thing right now for Kareem Hunt is to offer him support to be the man that he wants to be, and that's where we're at.
Freddie, when you worked with Bruce Arians, what is something that you picked up from him that you use to this day?
That cocktail thing still works pretty good, but Bruce has a driving desire to continually throw the ball down the field, and I think you need that in this league. You can't just be settled with dinks and dunks and things like that. But that's probably the biggest thing football related, to continue to throw the ball down the field and not let the defense condense on top of you.
What have you seen from David Njoku last year? How much better is he?
Well, David is a work in progress. He's going to continue to get better on a day in and day out basis, and the main thing we look for is a player that wants to, and David wants to, and I expect him to continue to do that. I think he made strides during the course of the year. He's got to become more consistent. He knows that. He's looking forward to the challenge of doing that, and that's what we're going to get out of David. I don't have any doubt.
What are your thoughts on expanding replay?
I don't have any thoughts on it. I just want him to get it right. That's all.
How important was it to bring back Greg Robinson, and what did he show you in those final 8 games when he kind of disappeared for a while?
I want to go back to the replay thing one quick. I know Peter's probably going to get pissed off at me for doing this, but I think the key to this thing with the replay deal, these are